Hi, welcome to Hatha Flow. My name is Katherine. Today we're going to be doing a practice flow that is pretty invigorating, energizing, going to move some stagnation in the body, and you will be putting minimal weight on your hands. So if you have wrist stuff going on that weight on your hands does not feel good, no worries. We will not be doing any downward dogs. You might want 2 blocks. And you might want a strap. So please go grab that if you have them. If you don't, no big deal. But we're going to begin by standing at the top of our mat in mountain pose. Taking a look at your feet, ensure that the outer edges are parallel to each other. And if that's super awkward, just split the difference. Feet are underneath your hip bones. Releasing the arms alongside the body. And bringing your attention to what the place that your body is making contact with the floor. So starting at the heels, noticing where the weight is dispersed on the heels. You might notice maybe you lean a little bit more on one heel or one edge. See if you can spread it out nice and even. Moving around to the arch of the foot if you have an arch, or the middle foot area. And then bringing your attention to the ball of both feet. This big ball mound underneath the big toe. And as well as the outer edge in line with the big ball of the foot. So outer edge of both feet. And then I'd like you to lift your toes, spread them, and then reaching them away from the soles of the feet. Release the toes down. Lift the kneecaps by engaging your quadricep muscles. And you're pressing the ball of the foot down into the mat. You're pressing the outer edge of the feet into the mat. And then bringing the palms together in front of your heart. Just check in, notice how you're doing. How are you today? And then I'd like you to think of someone special in your life, maybe someone you see on a regular basis. We're going to offer our friend something up with our practice today. So today we're going to be offering patience to our friend. And so pick one special person in your life, and we're going to do our practice for this person. May they feel an increase in the patience in their daily life. Little half sun salutation. Exhale completely. All the air out of your lungs evacuates. And then inhale, sweep your arms up, reach up overhead. And then I'd like you to rotate the wrists as you come down. So imagine your wrists are like, your hands are like falling leaves. So you're rotating the wrists as you come down. Let your knees slightly bend. You're going to fold forward, falling leaves, fingertips to the floor or block, whatever works best for you. On the next inhale, hands to the shins or the tops of the thighs. Extend your spine so that your shoulders are in line on the same plane as your hips, kind of like a tabletop back. Exhale, fingertips back to where they were, fold forward. And then inhale, sweep up, reach up, stand up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. That's one. Let's do 2 more with the falling leaves variation with the wrists. Inhale, reach up, sweep up. And then as we dive down, falling leaves, rotate the wrists. Half forward fold, spinal extension. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Palms together in front of your heart. Spread your fingers wide, lift your elbows, pressing the heels of your hands together. On your next inhale, last one, reach up. Exhale, falling leaves, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of our heart. Good. And so seeing your friend, imagining as they move through their day, being a little bit more patient with themselves. You know, maybe their body's not doing what they'd like it to do, or maybe they said the wrong thing or forgot something. See them being patient with themselves. Take a big, deep breath in for them, out for them. And then on the next inhale, I want you to sweep up, reach up, and interlace your fingers above your head. Rotate your palms away from you and straighten out the arms. I don't know. Yeah, you can see me. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Stay connected to the floor. Draw your tummy in, lengthen your tailbone towards the floor. Let's stay here for maybe about 4 more slow breaths here. Check in and see if you're completely evacuating the lungs every time you exhale. It's okay if the shoulders come up towards the ears for this. Good. On the next exhale, release, and then falling leaves. Rotate the wrists, falling leaves, falling leaves. Good. And then from here, I want you to bring your arms out to the side into a T. And then from your upper arm bones, I want you to rotate your palms towards the sky, flattening the shoulder blades on the back. Now, from your upper arm bones, rotate your palms towards the floor. So we're just going to go back and forth. And when I do this, I'm saying from your upper arm bones, it's like you could just rotate your wrists, but rather I'm asking you to move upper arm bones, lower arm bones as a unit. And if you'll notice what happens to your shoulder blades as you do this, right? If I start from my upper arm bones and I rotate down, my shoulders kind of round a little bit more. As I rotate my inner upper arm bones towards the sky, the shoulder blades kind of flatten more on the back. Keep the tummy in. Next time you rotate your upper arm bones down, palms back behind you, bring the the hands to the low back here. So now your shoulder blades are kind of winging out. That's okay. And now you can either stay here as you move the heads of your shoulders back, moving your elbows back, or potentially you could bring your hands into a reverse Anjali Mudra, lengthening the tailbone, drawing the tummy in. As we stay here breathing, returning to your friend, see them being a little bit more patient, a little bit more spacious. Just knowing maybe they need to practice something more to get good at it. Maybe just simply accepting themselves as they are. Last inhale. And then exhale, release. Half Sun Salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, falling leaves, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, sweep up. And now this time, exhale, just bring your left hand to the left side body. And we're going to put a little more weight in the right foot and side bend over to the right. Over to the left, rather. Oops. Side bending. We're stretching out the right side of the body. Good. And then come on back up. I want you to rotate your inner upper arm bone of the top arm towards the wall behind you, and then bring the palm to your upper back. Extend your opposite arm, rotating the back of your hand towards me, thumb down. And then from here, we're going to bring the back of that hand to the mid back. Maybe the fingertips touch. Maybe you can grasp behind. That's totally cool. We'll just be here for a few breaths. Please don't force it. It's not worth it. You can, the fingers can be apart. Stay rooting down through the feet, lifting through the heart. One more slow breath in. Slow breath out. On the next inhale, undo the arms, root the arms up. Exhale, half sun salutation, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips to shins or thighs, spinal extension. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Good, and now this time, opposite side bend, right hand to right thigh, swinging hips maybe a little over to the left. As you side bend, stay heavy in your left foot. On the next inhale, come on back up. And now rotating your inner left bicep towards the wall behind you, bend the elbow, Gomukhasana arm, second side. So setting it up from your upper arm bone on the right side, rotate thumb down, back of the hand facing me, and then back of the hand to somewhere on your back. Wouldn't be uncommon for this side to be a little different than the other. Keep your tummy in, tailbone lengthening down, moving maybe the head a little bit back in space if you find it jetting forward. Breathing in patience for your friend. As you exhale, like you're releasing any tension in your friend's body, your friend's face. Good. One more inhale here. Exhale here. And then inhale, untangle, reach up. Exhale, falling leaves, fold forward. Inhale, half sun salutation, extending the spine forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Good, moving on. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left foot back, come into a high lunge. So the back heel is up, reach the arm up. And creeping that foot back until the heel is over the ball of the foot. Drawing your tummy in, lifting your heart. On your next exhale, hands come down. Slowly lower back knee. And let's move on to our bellies. Come on down. Forehead on the floor. Walk your hands to either side of your low ribs, bending your elbows. You're welcome to bring your fists to the floor if that's better for your wrists. On an inhale, you're going to come into locust with the hands down. So inhale, lifting the legs, lifting the head, and then bring the feet apart as you stay up here. On your next exhale, bring the feet together and gaze down. Keep lifted though. On the inhale, stay up, but swing the feet apart and look forward. On the next exhale, release to the mat. Slowly come on up through hands and knees, and then you're going to step your left foot forward, tuck the back toe, come on up to a high lunge, second side. Okay, setting it up, the back heel is over the ball of the foot. We're moving that direction best you can. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Let's just take about a round of breath or more here. And then fingertips to the floor, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Same thing, second side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Right foot steps back into that high lunge. Once again, sweeping the arms up. Tummy's in, just a round of breath here. When the next exhale arrives, fingertips to the floor, you're going to slowly bring that back knee down and move on to your belly. preparing for that variation of locust pose. So our hands are kind of like in cobra pose hands. On an inhale, lift the feet and swing them apart as you gaze forward. Stay up, exhale, feet together, gaze at the mat. Feel your glutes work. On the next inhale, swing the feet apart, look forward. And then exhale, release to the mat. Come on up through hands and knees, stepping forward with your right foot, preparing for a high lunge. Swing the arms up, taking a round of breath here. With an exhale, fingertips to the floor, step forward, forward fold. On an inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back. Let's come into that high lunge again. Good, and then I'd like you to open up into a warrior two position. So set it up. And now your legs are going to stay grounded as the upper body was just going to kind of move. We're going to imagine you're moving through molasses as we do this. You're going to swing your right arm down and then round it as you swing the top arm up over ear. And then now swinging back into a reverse warrior two. So right arm reaches up and rounding bottom arm. I think you're making a little S with your arms, or a big S rather. And then swinging back. And then moving like that. You can link this to the breath. The inhale, reverse warrior. The exhale, side angle variation. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle variation. Good, and then come on up. Okay, from here, we're going to breathe in, patience for our friend. Breathe out, patience for our friend. And this is a place where you might want to use a block. It's up to you. You bring the block, you grab the block with your right hand. We're going to move into half moon pose. Left hand comes onto hip. Right fingertip to the floor, our block, and then go ahead and lift up. Maybe lifting left arm, right? And this is pretty early on in the practice, so I'm just trying to build some heat here. So you could even just be like this. You could be kind of like that. Anything to help you just start to cultivate a little bit more heat in that standing leg. And then let's bend the right knee. Come on back up. Warrior two. Pivot towards the front of your mat. We're going to lower the back knee, moving onto our belly, working on that variation of cobra pose, or locust pose rather, excuse me. It's a really nice one for strengthening the glutes. On an inhale, lifting legs, chest, feet come apart as you look forward. On an exhale, feet together, gaze at the mat. Inhale, feet apart, look forward. Exhale, feet together, and release to the mat. On an inhale, take your time, coming on up. Stepping the left foot forward, high lunge. Reaching the arms for the sky. And about that variation where we're doing the locust pose, if your back is cramping, if your hamstrings are cramping, you may be going too high, so just go easy in it. And then you're going to land the back heel coming into that warrior two. Okay, I'm going to just turn around so I'm not facing away from you. Set it up, establish the pose, feel your feet on the earth. And then we flow. So side angle variation. This is the exhale. The inhale, reverse warrior variation. Keep moving. And just be sure that bent knee isn't crumbling forward. What would it be like if your friend viewed everything they encountered in their day today like a dance partners, something maybe that they would perceive as obstacles become like dance partners? Good, and then we'll come back to warrior two, preparing for half moon pose or some variation of it. Right hand to hip just to prep. You can bring those fingertips to a block if you need. Again, maybe that back foot stays down just like that. Building heat in our standing leg. Nice and full, complete breaths. Good, and then bending the left knee. Come on back down through warrior two. We'll cartwheel down, fingertips to the floor, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, come on up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Okay, a little different this time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down, step your right foot back, and let's lower the right knee to the floor. Bring your hands to your hips. And I'd like you to, so when often, folks will come into this and they'll just kind of really hang forward. This is a different variation that I'd like you to do in the slow lunge. I'd like you to lengthen your tailbone, like bring yourself back until your knee is over your front heel and your hip is over your back knee, right? So I've got like a box. I'm creating a box with the mat and my legs. Lengthen the tailbone down, draw your tummy in, draw your ribs in. And now kick your back foot into the floor strongly until you feel a good stretch in the front of your back thigh. That's the right one. And then from here, keep kicking the back foot into the floor. And if you need more, you can come forward. That's where you can bend a little bit more if you need. For most people, it's plenty. And then from here, we're going to bring our right hand on top of our left shoulder and our left hand underneath. So left arm underneath right arm. It's like eagle arms, but you're just kind of hugging yourself. Let the weight of your arms help lengthen the shoulders away from the ears. Don't forget to kick that back foot into the floor. Good, and then interlace the fingers, rotate the palms towards the sky. Good, and then release the fingertips to the floor, come on to the belly. And just take a moment noticing right and left side of the body. Walk your feet as far from the top of the mat as you can. Lots of length in the spine. And then walking the hands alongside either rib. We're going to come into that locust variation. On an inhale, lift the legs and head, feet apart as you look forward. Exhale, feet together, gaze at the floor. Now you're still up. Inhale, stay up, feet apart, broad chest, look forward. Exhale, feet together, release to the mat. With an inhale, coming on up through all fours briefly before you step the right foot forward, coming to low lunge second side. So check it out. Don't go deep into it just yet here. You got a modest step forward, front knee over heel, hips over back knee, lengthen the tailbone, draw your tummy in and ribs in. Kick your back foot into the floor strongly. Good. And then from here, if you need to go a little deeper, you can. With the arms, we'll bring the left arm on top, right arm underneath for this eagle arm prep. Let the shoulder just kind of hang away from the ears. Broad upper back, lifted heart. Kicking the back foot into the floor. Working on glute strength is so important, especially if you have to sit a lot. And having the quadriceps long and able to stretch is really good, but also to stretch in a long position, having that capability is really helpful. Good, we'll stay here for about a breath or two more as we interlace the fingers and rotate the palms towards the sky. Heart lifted. Breathing in patience for your friend. Breathing out patience for your friend. Good, and then fingertips to the floor, tuck the back toes, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Take a round of breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Step your left foot back behind you. Bend the front knee. Come on up through warrior one. And then once again, falling leaves. We're going to stay in warrior one, but with the exhale, we're going to rotate the wrists. Falling leaves. And then the inhale, swing your arms forward and up. Exhale, falling leaves. Inhale, forward and up. Last one, exhale, falling leaves. Good. And then arms out to a T. Rotate your inner upper arms to the wall behind you. Bend the elbows, bring the backs of the hands to your low back. And then moving the heads of your shoulders back, your elbows back a little bit. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you work into that reverse prayer. We're all going to straighten our front knee, coming into Parsvottanasana. Exhaling, folding forward. Imagine you're trying to rip the mat apart with your legs. So you're going to the feet don't go anywhere, but you're going to try to rip a hole in the mat underneath you by just really plugging those legs into the floor. On your exhale, release the fingertips down. Bend the back knee. Neatly on your belly, coming down. Locust pose variation, inhaling, lifting the legs and the head. Feet are apart. Stay up, exhale, feet together, look at the floor. Inhale, feet apart, look forward. Exhale, feet together, release to the floor. Come on up through hands and knees. Step the left foot forward, preparing for a warrior one. Inhaling, reaching forward and up. Exhaling, falling leaves. Inhaling, forward and up. Exhaling, falling leaves. Last time. And then arms come to a T. Rotate inner upper arms towards the wall behind you. Backs of the hands together, straighten. Backs of the hands rather to your low back. Straighten the front leg. Maybe you come into that reverse prayer and we're all going to move the heads of our shoulders back. Tummy in and elbows moving back a little bit in space as well. Parsvottanasana. Ripping that mat apart with the legs. Want to keep our kneecaps lifted here by engaging our quadriceps. Heart reaching away from the navel. Breathing in, patience for our friend. Breathing out, patience for our friend. In and out through the nose if you can. Releasing the fingertips to the floor. Step the right foot forward, forward fold. Standing up on your inhale. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Take a rounded breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back. Bend the left knee. Come on up. Let's come into warrior two. Okay, we're going to get another chance to go through half moon pose on both sides. You're welcome. And we'll also be able to catch the back foot if that feels okay for you. Please grab a block if you need it under your left hand. Here we go. Left fingertips to the floor, a block, lifting off. Right arm up towards the sky. Good. And maybe you stay here. Maybe you catch that back foot. Kicking the foot into the hand, broad chest. Just an option. Breathing in, patience for your friend. Breathing out, patience for your friend. Again, obstacles become like dance partners. Moving through life like a dance. And then releasing. Right foot to the floor. Come on up. Cartwheel back down again. Let's come onto our hands and knees and then lower onto the belly. This is the last time I'm going to ask you to do that locust variation, promise. Inhale, lifting the feet, bring them apart, gaze forward. Exhale, feet together, look at the floor. Inhale, feet apart, look forward, broad chest. Exhale, feet together, release to the floor. Come on up, briefly through hands and knees. Step the right foot forward. Come on up, we're going to be in warrior two on the second side. Okay, connecting with the breath, continue full, complete cycles of breath as we transition to half moon on the second side. Maybe there's a block under that right hand, lifting off. May our friends meet themselves and their day, their week, this part of their lives. May they meet themselves as they are, befriending this moment. Maybe grabbing the back foot, kicking the foot into the hand, just an option. I'll take about one more breath here. And then releasing back foot to the floor, back through warrior two. And then we'll circle on down, coming into a forward fold, standing forward fold, step forward. With an inhale, stand up, reach up. And then exhale, falling leaves, rotating the wrists. Bringing the palms together in front of your heart, take a round of breath. Good. Let's come onto the mat, onto our belly. No, we're not going to do another locust pose variation unless you want to. Here, options. Maybe you just take a little nap, no problem. Also, this is your chance to do bow pose if you'd like to. Really nice way to open the chest, and you get a little bit of spaciousness in the wrists as well as you kick into those hands. Grabbing a hold of the top of the feet as you are ready, inhaling, lifting, going into it easy. Nice and easy. Some people get their knees off the floor in this pose. Some folks, just simply being able to grab the feet is a good thing. If you're unable to even grab the feet here, you can kind of approximate it. You could bring the arms out to the side and you're just kind of moving that direction. Make sure you don't hammer the back too much. You want to kind of spread the sensation around. So again, go easy. We'll take one more round of breath. And then releasing to the mat. Bring one cheek to the mat. Bring the opposite cheek to the mat. Locate your strap if you have one. If you don't, no problem. And then just roll over onto your back. You're going to extend your right leg towards the sky. Maybe you're using a strap, maybe not. Opposite leg foot could be on the floor, or you could be lengthening the leg down to the mat, your choice. If you don't have a strap, just have the hands behind the back of the thigh. And see if you can press your sacrum into the floor. Now you're welcome to just enjoy this hamstring stretch, this calf stretch, or if you'd like to move it into a twist, you're going to extend the left leg long on the mat. Strap or foot comes into left hand as you swing the leg across the body, coming onto that left hip. So the bottom hip is the left one, extending the right arm out to the right, head turning to the right. Your top hip is reaching away from your face. Take one more slow breath in here. As you exhale, bend your top knee, bend your right knee, you can release the foot, and then roll back through center. And just take a moment on your back, noticing left and right, right and left. And then we'll move to the second side. Extending left leg towards the sky. Pressing your sacrum into the mat. And as you breathe here, let your belly soften and let the softness of your belly, almost like it's inviting the head of your left femur bone, the part of the femur bone, the thigh bone that plugs into your pelvis. Imagine that the softness of your belly is it's inviting the head of the femur bone to release towards the mat. Please stay here if you're enjoying yourself. If you want to move into the twist, you'll extend your right leg long on the mat. And then swinging your top leg, the left one, across the body. Extending left arm behind you as you turn your head to the left. It's okay if your left shoulder doesn't come to the mat at this point. Top hip is moving away from the face. Just looking to release tension in the spine, in the outer left hip, in the diaphragm, in the face. So whatever you're doing, just ensure that it's feeling good, it's feeling pleasurable, feels healthy. Good, and then you're gonna bend the left knee. And come on back onto the back. Noticing right and left and right. And then I want you to flip back over onto your belly. Create a pillow for your forehead by stacking your forearms. Forehead can be on the forearms. And lean your weight over onto the right side of your pelvis as you bend your left knee. Coming into half frog. So here we're just opening the inner left thigh. Let your belly soften. Imagine yourself melting into the floor. Good, let's do the second side, straightening out the left leg, leaning onto the left hip, bending the right knee as it comes off to the right. Just finding the spot, the perfect spot that you can position that knee so you feel a healthy feeling stretch on the inside of the right thigh. Continuing to allow your belly to relax. And this offering patience to our friend, you could even see them being patient with themselves even when they're not patient, right? So it's one thing to have the intention to be patient, but things don't always go as planned, right? So if you see them losing their patience, see them being forgiving of themselves, knowing they can always start again. Good, and then extending the right leg. We're going to be moving into Shavasana next for, I'd say about 3 minutes or so. So you're welcome to just lay flat on your back if you like. If you prefer to sit up and do meditation, please do that. Finding a position where if you're in Shavasana, you can flatten your shoulder blades onto the mat. The chest feels broad. The neck feels long. The throat feels open. The legs are heavy. Continuing with this soft belly breathing. Shavasana. If you'd like to stay longer in your meditation practice or Shavasana, please do. If you need to move on with the rest of your day, begin to deepen your breath. Bring some movement to your fingers and toes. And perhaps a sense of gratitude for these fingers, toes, arms, legs, body, breath, health. As you begin to move into a morning stretch, and then pulling the knees into the chest, roll over to one side and bring yourself to a comfortable seat of your choice. We'll meet with our palms together in front of our heart. Checking in, noticing how you're doing. How are you? And if you were able to gain any benefits from your practice, rejoice you did this. You moved your body. You took time today. And then we'll offer one last present to our patient friend, all the good feelings that we're currently experiencing. So gather them up on an inhale and exhale, send them out. See them smiling, spacious, patient, strong, energized, alive. Thank you so much for practicing today.